Today we're going to be talking about how to keep a pure heart. And this topic is so important because many people in this world, we allow the things that we go through to get to us in the worst way. We are not what we have experienced. And when you don't let your experiences shape you or mold you into a bad person, you will become an alchemizer of whatever situation that you go through. And when you are a person that alchemizes your pain into positive energy, many people are not going to believe that you really are this person with pure intentions. People are going to twist who you really are to try to make it fit their negative narrative about you. Okay, it's just because you're a person that's been through too much doesn't mean that your ability to love has stopped. And I know many people like this in my life where they've allowed their experiences to shape them, to mold them, and to make them live in fear. And I'm just not one of those people. I feel like you shouldn't allow your experiences to mold you into a different person. And each experience that you go through, you should use it as a way to get experience, not to make you into a different person. I know a lot of people that they've allowed their experiences to make them live in fear, right? And living in fear is a state of the ego, not the soul. And when you live in fear, you block yourself from amazing experiences that you could experience simply because you're living in a state of fear. And you don't want to open up yourself to risking yourself. And that's just not the way to live, because it's like the soul always wants to experience things in our lives, and the soul is always open to experience new things in your life. And our soul wants us to grow and evolve. It's like many people get scarred by love, and then they're like, oh my God, I'm never gonna be in love again. I'm never gonna date somebody again. And that's just like bullshit, because you understand that love is an experience. Love is going to open you up and make you feel vulnerable. Yes, in love, you have to risk your heart. You have to risk things in love. But are you really going to not love anybody just because one or a few bad experiences? That's just bullshit. I just don't believe that. I feel like, especially in love, when you love yourself, you're going to have an infinite source of love to give to others and to yourself. Firstly, yourself, and then others. That's why I feel like I'm just a naturally loving person, because I love myself. This is why self-love is important, because if you don't love yourself, you can't even recognize love when it's in front of you. So it's just you could love somebody if you love yourself, but if they don't love themselves, they're not going to see that love in you, right? This is why self-love is so important, because it's the way that we love ourselves is really how we're going to love other people, right? And this is why I love people so deeply, because I love myself. I understand myself, so I can connect to others on a deep level. And yeah, don't let love or past love experiences to mold you or shape you into a bad person, or anything shape you in that matter. It's just, don't let it do that, because it's why are you doing that? Just alchemize everything, and all the bad things that you go through, you turn that into positivity, and you learn from the experiences that you have, and that's it. And I don't know. I just feel like I'm a pretty positive person. Like, nothing can really bring me down. Like, really? Like, I just accept every emotion that I feel. And that's why I'm able to upkeep my positive attitude towards life, no matter what I'm going through at that moment, because I always just turn my pain into positivity. And a lot of people in the world, they don't do that. They allow the pain to weigh them down, to make them a bitter person, to stop loving. Like, why? Love is such a beautiful thing. I love loving. I love spreading love. I love, like, feeling like I uplift others. Like, I love that feeling. And love is such a beautiful thing. Like, many people don't appreciate that when it's right in front of them. And the first person that you need to love is yourself. When you love yourself, you're gonna learn how to love other people. And the thing about love is that love makes us feel vulnerable and naked. Love brings up your biggest insecurities. Okay, so when you start loving yourself, your biggest insecurities are gonna come up. Your biggest wounds are gonna come up. You're gonna feel naked. A lot of people run away from themselves. Some people run away from love. You're running from yourself, really. Because the same way that you love somebody else, the same thing is going to happen. When you love somebody, you make them feel vulnerable. You make them feel naked. Same thing when you love yourself. You're going to make yourself feel vulnerable and naked. Like, that's what's going to happen. The nature of love is truth. And in order to hold that frequency, you have to be a truthful person. So, yeah. I mean, I understand the type of world that we live in where people live in fear and they're afraid of love. They're afraid of things because of their past experiences. But honestly, I feel like loving somebody is like the bravest act ever, and it's like so beautiful because it's like me personally, like I feel like I have a very strong heart. Like, this is why I openly love, because I can bounce back from pain, and many people can't do that. Many people, they're like, oh my god, like I know somebody in my life and, you know, she got cheated on in her marriage. And she's like, oh my god, like, I'm never going to be with somebody. She got cheated on when she was in her 20s. Now she's 50. And it's just like, she's scared to be in another relationship. Bitch, you're stupid. She's missing out on love because of fear. And, like, that could really fuck up your life. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck how many times I get my heart broken. I'm still believing in love. Like, who cares? Don't let fear stop you, bro. Like, who cares? Like, keep believing in love. Keep loving. Keep opening up your heart. Risk your heart over and over again. That's how we grow and transform as people. Don't close yourself off to new experiences, you know? Every experience that you have should be a learning experience, and it should be always with positivity. Like, don't allow your past experiences to mold you. Always have a pure heart, and always understand that life is an experience itself, and don't allow people to just mold you. Always have a pure heart and just be optimistic and love yourself. That's it. Don't let this world turn you into somebody that you're not simply because everybody else in the world lives in fear and anxiety and doubt, and like, don't do that. Like, who cares? Love people with an open heart. Risk your heart to heartbreak. Heartbreak is really a beautiful thing though, because it's like, if we really start to see like the beauty in heartbreak, yes, the vulnerability made you feel bad. Yes, the disappointment made you feel bad, but it grows you as a different person and it levels you up. There's a beauty in heartbreak. There's a beauty in rising back up from the ashes. There's a beauty in, there's a beauty in transformation. Like, I love that. Like, every time I'm in a heartbreaking situation, I love it because I know that I'm going to become a better person, and like, this is just a part of my leveling up process. There's a beauty in heartbreak. There's a beauty in disappointment. There's a beauty in everything bad that we deem in society. All of those things are beautiful and they're molding you to a better person if you allow it. Don't allow your bad experiences to define you. That is the key. We think that our bad experiences define us. No, especially when you're dealing with other people. Most of the time, people aren't even acting like from their soul. People are acting from their ego, I understand that at a deep level. That's why, like, whenever you see somebody act in a way and you're like, okay, what the fuck did I do to you so you can act like this towards me? Don't even get offended because it's not even you. People constantly are dealing with their own projections, their own traumas, and they project that onto you, and they could change their whole perception of you just because their own insecurities and fears. This is why learning about yourself and other people is so important, because you realize, like, most of the time people aren't even themselves. They're running on fear, projection, ego, and that's just the state of this world. So when you act from your soul, you're gonna have people naturally just switch up on you and project on you, and and that's just fine. Just remember to always be yourself, have a pure heart, be understanding, be empathic. There's power in that. Like, you're not a dumb person because you love too hard. Like, that is a beautiful thing. Like, I love hard, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna risk my heart over and over and over again because I know I can come back from that shit, and that takes strength. People go through one heartbreak and they're like, I'm never opening my heart again. I'm not like that. I don't care. I'm gonna break my heart over and over again, and I don't care. Like, risk your heart. Keep risking your heart. Like, who cares? That is the beauty of having a pure heart, that you could always come back from it, because I know that what I gave was love and good intentions. So I can just come back from it naturally and actually move on, because I know that I did something good. But many people in this world, they just operate off like ego, hate, and fear, and like this fear of like, oh my God, what if you break my heart? That's the whole point. The whole point of love, loving yourself, loving somebody else, is the risk that you're gonna get hurt. You know what I mean? Like, and I think I just see the beauty in pain. There is beauty in pain. Okay? There's a beauty in like pain and heartbreak, and what comes from beauty, pain, and heartbreak, it's something beautiful, and you're gonna transform into a better person or a worse person. You decide what you do with your pain. You decide how you cope with your pain. I know how to alchemize my pain into power and love and into a learning experience. And that is beautiful because it's like, no matter what I go through, I know how to alchemize whatever I'm going through into power and love and positivity. And many people need to learn how to do this because you can't just run to drugs every time. You can't keep drinking or use sex or whatever, to run away from whatever you're going through. In order for you to keep a pure heart in this world, you have to learn how to feel everything, Learn how to feel heartbreak. Learn how to feel being disappointed. Learn how to feel even looking at the best in yourself, even when you don't want to. Loving yourself, even on days when it's hard. Being empathic with yourself. Learning to trust, trusting yourself, trusting others is also another one. You have to open up. In order for you to have a pure heart, you have to trust others and put your trust into others. Trust yourself. Love yourself. Risk your heart. That is a part of it. Risking your heart in this world is a beautiful thing. Like, I'm never gonna let my ego get in the way to the point where it's like, I'm never gonna open up my heart again. That just means, like, people who act like that, where they're like, oh, like, I went through a heartbreak, I'm never gonna love somebody again, I'm never gonna open up my heart again. Those people, internally, their souls are screaming because the natural state of your soul is love. So it's like you're going against your own spirit, your own soul, to refuse love or be afraid of love. These people, they're just clogged. You know what I mean? Like, love is such a beautiful thing. And it's just like, why would you do that to yourself? Like, the more and more that you're aligned to your soul, you're going to want to love yourself and other people. And it's going to be something natural. And it's not like, I feel like because people think that like love is something that like, oh my God, like it's like limited. Love is not limited. Like, when you love yourself, you have unlimited love to give to the world. And it's just like, I don't know why people see love as like something that's like, oh, like so serious. And like, if I love you, then it's like the end of the, like, no. If I give you love, it's okay because I have infinite love inside of me. Okay, so it's just like, I have an infinite source of love because I already love myself. So if I spread my love to you, I'm not going to feel depleted. I'm not going to feel like I give my entire soul because we're all made of love. Like, our soul's natural state is love. You're going to naturally want to love. Like, I just love love because I have an infinite source of love. I love myself. I love other people. When I love people, they can feel that love. So pure and genuine. It makes you feel naked. You know what I mean? So my love, my care is pure because it's from my soul, right? And like, the soul has an infinite source of love. You just have to tap into it by loving yourself. So that's why love is a beautiful thing. The thing is, like, all of us have pure souls. It's the world, like, when, like, all of us were born with loving pure souls. It's just slowly and slowly, after we're born into this world and we've grown up into trauma, ego, fear, all of that shit, it gets tarnished. But deep down, at the core, all of us have a pure soul. That's what goes on in this world. Everyone here on earth has a pure soul. That's why when you have your spiritual awakening, you have less ego, because it's like a person going through a spiritual awakening, you have to break through all the layers. And that is love. Love is what scares every human being, because it's something that can hurt you, but it can't hurt you physically. You can't protect yourself from it physically, but it hurts you on a spiritual and emotional level. Love is what people are afraid of. because it's that type of pain that you can't protect yourself from. Physically, you can't fight anybody. Love is gonna get you either way, you know? You just have to have an open heart. But yeah, keeping a pure heart in this world is not easy, but you have to keep doing it because you cannot allow this world to mold you into a bad person. Being a good person in this world is not easy, but you have to learn to still be a good person, and be a good person because you love yourself, and you're not going to let the darkness of this world and the dark people of this world to get to your pure soul. When you have a deep awakening of the self and of your self-love, you're going to break through all the trauma that you went through, all the layers within you. You're simply going to exist as a pure soul, a pure being, and live in your truth. And that is what we're all supposed to be doing here. We're not supposed to be avoiding love, avoiding this, avoiding that, avoiding vulnerability. That is not your soul. The soul is naturally vulnerable, naturally loving, naturally caring. All of those things that we call hard. That's what you are. You're a soul. You're not a body. You need to embody the characteristics of the soul. The soul before it got tarnished, right, by the world. And it's not saying that you can't protect yourself, but just live in the natural state of your soul. Don't deprive yourself from experiences because you're afraid of hurt. Like, the soul wants to love people. The soul wants to experience things in your life. And when you deprive yourself from those experiences, you're going to keep closing yourself up, and you're going to become this hard shell and rock as a person. You're not letting love transform you. You're not letting love heal you, whether that love comes from yourself or others. Some people don't even know how to love themselves. So how are you going to learn to love another person? If you really see, the people that really know how to love people is because they love themselves. That's how we know how to love. We tap into an infinite source of love within our souls. That's why we can give love so freely. That's why we care about people that we don't even know. I care about people that I don't even know. I care about the fucking world, okay? I care about people becoming more positive. I care about people being their best selves, you know? And that is love. And love isn't you giving something to somebody else or anything else. Love is really unconditional, okay? I'm tired of people living in fear and ego. Love is a beautiful thing. Never be ashamed to love. Love is not something limited from your soul. Love is infinite. Love is an infinite source within us all that we can tap into. You just have to love yourself. Anyways, keep loving yourself. Keep loving others. Keep a pure heart. Never allow bad people from this world to make you into a person and mold you into a person that you're not. You're amazing. Bye. I wanted to add on too that, like, we are love. So many people in this world, that's why they feel depleted. Like, oh, like, I gave you love and you're never going to give it back to me and blah, blah, blah. And that's because you haven't tapped into an infinite source of love within yourself. So that's why you feel that way, that like if somebody's taking something from you that you can never get back, and that's just a lie. Yes, they might have taken the love and the version of the love that you may give into them, but that doesn't mean that you never have love within yourself again. That's just a lie. When we love people, they're not taking something from you. Like, you're just simply giving your love. But here's the thing. If you don't love yourself, you are going to feel that way. You are going to feel like, oh my fucking God, like I just gave this person the last little bit of love that I have in my soul. That just means that you need to work on yourself, because it's like you need to love yourself to the point where you have an infinite source of love. If you have a limited amount of love, that means that your soul and your ego are at clash. but your ego has taken over, and now your soul is weighted by all this fucking muddy darkness, and you're not able to genuinely love people to the extent that you want to, because your soul is weighted by darkness. And that's why we love ourselves, because when you love yourself, you remove all that fucking weight. Okay, it's like literally, it's like people are in a fucking dark, deep hole, and you cannot find the light. That's how it literally is when you don't love yourself and you think that you're giving and give. That's just not it. And even the love that you give to other people, it's not pure. It's straight based out of ego. This is why many people, they're okay in toxic relationships. They're okay in that because your soul is already used to that type of love. You know what I mean? When real love comes in your fucking life, you're not gonna fucking know, because you live in your fucking fear, in your ego, and you only want things that feel fucking safe. Duh. When you genuinely love somebody from your soul and you love yourself, and that person is weighted by darkness, they cannot even see that you genuinely love them. They're gonna twist you and your intentions and everything that you feel for them, because that person cannot. This is what is so important, to love yourself, because loving yourself allows you to see things clearly. Okay, don't allow this world. It's just you have to understand. Me talking about this is because I've done a lot of inner healing and work. I understand most of the day-to-day people that I interact with are weighted by darkness. They're weighted by their ego. They live in fear. And I have to understand that at a deep level. And it makes me sad sometimes, because it's people, they might, even if people connect to you in that state of the soul, it's glimpses of it. They cannot stay in that state. I live in that state. I live in that state of love. And it's just sad, But I have to understand other people. I have to get to know people and understand how dark this world is and how it's molded people and shaped people to live in fear. It's just really sad. But that's why you have to understand how the world actually is. You have to keep living in love no matter what. And yeah, if you love somebody and they never return that, that's completely fine, because you have an infinite source of love within you to give either way. So it's just you have to know that the love that you give is infinite, and it's beautiful and it's wonderful. So don't ever be ashamed. Many people think that love is something outside of them, when love is something inside of you. Love already exists inside of you. You don't need to seek love or search for love or chase love. Maybe that's why people are so addicted to chasing love with people, because it's you think that there's a lack. You think that that is outside of you when it's not outside of you. Yes, the express form of love with somebody else, that's what you're chasing. But really, the love is already inside of you, right? So it's love is already within us all, and we just don't realize that, because it's we have been conditioned to think that love is two people together. But really, two people being together, that's just the physical expression of love. Love is already within you already. You don't need to seek or search for love when it already exists inside of you. And then when you love yourself, you're naturally going to attract that physical form of love with somebody else. You just have to have that love within yourself, and that's it.